across the spectrum and around the globe, we bring you World Combat Sports.
World Combat Sports, yeah. World Combat Sports, yeah. World Combat Sports, World Combat Sports, yeah. World Combat Sports, yeah. World Combat Sports, yeah. World Combat Sports, yeah. World Combat Sports, yeah.
Hello everyone, Scotty White of World Combat Sports. I'm speaking to the one and only
Dominique Roundtree, or aka Lil Jalapeno.
Lil Jalapeno, man. Why they call you Lil Jalapeno first and foremost?
I didn't come up with that name actually. A friend of mine, when I first grew up boxing, when I was about 12 years old and got into the start of fighting, he kind of nicknamed me that when I was getting into the sport of fighting, just because he thought I fought too fast when I started fighting. He would always say, "You move around like you're on fire, man, like you hot." Like, he's like, and he was Hispanic too, just like me. So he would say, he was like, "You moving too fast, too fast." He's like, "Slow it down." He's like, "You move around like a little jalapeno." And then his son started calling me Little Jalapeno, and everybody assumed that was my name, and his son would call me that.
That's good to have that attachment though when it comes to combat sports. It's been a lot of good word passed out here, you know, in the lead up to you potentially turning professional. But first we want to talk about, how did you even get in the sport of fighting?
I got into fighting just because I thought I could fight, honestly. I had the wrong idea about boxing, and I really jumped into it head first, not knowing what I was getting into. It was very like a rude awakening when I first started fighting, just because I thought it was like every other sport going into it, and I had already played a bunch of sports.
So what was the sport initially? Was it boxing? Did you get into kickboxing, taekwondo? What was your initial combat sport you joined?
Well, to like go all the way back to the beginning, I kind of started off in taekwondo when I was about 8 years old with one of my older brothers. But sure enough, I thought this ain't gonna work in street fighting. So like, and knowing me, I had already thought I could fight. So I was like, man, I know this ain't gonna work against another person that's gonna fight for real. So I didn't want to keep continuing taekwondo because I didn't see it leading anywhere. Of course, now that I'm older, I know people that are actually very good at taekwondo and well respected, but I know I wasn't that good at it, so I just thought it was, oh man, I'm only playing around. I don't need to be doing this for real. So I wanted to do something that was realistic to me, and boxing just seemed like money right at the time.
So you got into boxing, you found out you had speed, everybody's telling you that, hey, you might have a gift, man, you might be naturally blessed to do this. When did you start getting confidence in yourself to take up, boxing full time?
Really, I fell in love with it even when I first started training. Like, I quit playing basketball, football, a lot of other baseball. I was trying out everything growing up. Like, I always played all the sports because I had two older brothers, so they would introduce me to any type of sport, getting used to it. So when I started boxing, I knew like that was my main focus. No matter what, I wanted to get faster, be the best, like right out the gate.
What's one of your tools, man? Besides your speed, what else, your opponents have to look out for?
Being technically sound. I try to work on my technique every day I'm in the gym. So that if somebody makes that one mistake, even if they're as fast as me, they're not gonna make it out of there.
So right now, what gym are you training out of?
Greubel's MMA with Mark Greubel.
Speak a little bit about that. How long have you been with that coach, man? And tell us a little bit about the coach.
Well, I've been with Mark for a very long time now. We've now become more one-on-one with each other, but I've been knowing Mark since I started boxing. When I got into boxing, and also when I was partially working in kickboxing, and he also got me to face my fears and fight in kickboxing competitions more recently, and that's what caused me to make Team USA and get the chance to travel and fight overseas. And we faced a lot of hardships together. Him even mentally getting me there was a big hurdle when I very first started kickboxing.
Yeah, he told me he got you into kickboxing, man, and you ended up doing very well at it until you actually, you met the European champ or what have you?
Yes, sir. When I went to fight overseas, prior to that, I fought in the national tournament, and I fought the Pan American silver medalist from Hawaii, and he had a lot of experience, and I was glad to get in with somebody that had so much experience, because I knew had I went into the novice division, it wouldn't have been the same. Even though I didn't have any fights in kickboxing, I knew I could outfight somebody that had no fight experience. So I went straight into the open division so that I can advance and get the chance to travel overseas on my first fight, with the help of my coach, because Mark definitely encouraged me to do it. I was a little worried myself. And then going overseas, like you said, was the hardship, definitely. I fought a former European world champion from the Moldova Republic and lost a decision to him. And it was still a great fight, and I definitely just feel like he may have just been a little more comfortable than me, if anything. But we definitely fought it out. I had fun. I didn't get hurt, so I was happy about that.
Outstanding, man. And speak a little bit about your coach, man. You know, he's very depth in the martial art games. Like, he's part of the World Association of Kickboxing Organization, you know, Team USA. He basically worked with the team at the World Championships. He himself is a multi-time champion. You know, talk a little bit about that experience and how special it is.
Yes, sir. It's always been really good to work with Mark, because I know it's not like working with a regular coach where they don't know much about the sport, or they're kind of more of a talker than a doer. He's always been on both sides of the fence. Like, he can tell you and he can show you. So it was never a problem for a coach to show me on someone else, like, hey, if we're sparring, I'm going to do this if you mess up. And he would show me by proving it right when going into sparring or something like that. And even seeing him fight, he took a fight even later in his later years, and he still won. And it's because not only is his body, he's mentally there. He's always been mentally there and mentally tough. So him being so technically sound, regardless if someone is a younger fighter or in better shape or whatever, he has too much experience in the sport and too much know-how to let someone get over on him. And that's what I want to come into the game with myself as well. But on top of that, I definitely want to add my own little flair to it. So.
Hey, I understand, man. Speaking to you last time out in Augusta at the boxing card, you know, you were saying you were still in training, you was an amateur, but now the word is out. You about to turn professional, man. How are you feeling, and how eager are you to go in there for your first professional boxing match?
I think it's going to be really fun. I'm glad to get the whole Team Jalapeno together. Everybody that's been rooting for Team Jalapeno from the start. We're definitely going to now get the train going, and everybody's going to get to see what I've been training for my whole life.
So if you picked out a weight class, you're going to contend that for your first bout?
Yes, my first bout will be at 123, or 57 kilograms, I believe, 56 kilograms. So, definitely.
So heading into this, do you already have an opponent? Do you know who your opponent's going to be?
Not yet. I believe I'm getting matched up. I'm in the process of getting matched up right now. So.
Okay, it's going to be a 4-rounder, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be here locally, right?
Yep.
So when can your fans expect you in the ring here locally?
I would guess around May 23rd.
All right.
Would be the. I'm not sure if it's set in stone, but I'm pretty sure that'll be the date to look out for. And pretty soon we'll have more information on that, so everybody can get behind it. We can get more words out to everybody, and we can just have a crazy show, man. Everybody's gonna have a lot of fun. I'm definitely gonna bring the fight. So
I can't imagine how it's gonna be, man. Your people coming up here to see you in your hometown in your first boxing match. You know, for you as a fighter starting off in your professional career, what are you looking to do? Get some rounds in the first fight, or go in there and get the knockout just to go home early because you don't get paid overtime?
I mean, you don't get paid overtime, but I definitely want to relish in the moment a little bit. I'm gonna make sure I work to see how I fill them out, maybe the first round, and if it's there too fast, and I may take them out as quick as I can. But I definitely want to get the feel for being in the professionals now and take it serious like a professional. So definitely get the complete experience on my first time fighting in the professional.
Good words to know, man. Last question. You know, what can your fans? Well, what may your fans not know about you? What can be the final words that you have for your fans heading into your first professional fight?
That I'm gonna be endorsed by Reese's at some point, so everybody can be on the lookout for that. And you know, I'm just gonna be the next big thing. So be on.
Why Reese's though? Why Reese's?
Reese's, I would say because I have a sugar problem, and Reese's is that. It's always been that for me. So I don't know.
Where can your fans follow you on social media?
At _ Lil Jalapeno. So LIL Jalapeno all together. And if you want to keep up with the journey on Team Jalapeno, I'm also on Facebook as Dominique Roundtree. And just follow the journey.
There you go, fight fans. Dominique Roundtree heading to his first professional boxing match out of Greubel Mixed Martial Arts, man. It's always a pleasure coming and join you, and especially being able to interview you the first time out and seeing your growth here now. Look forward to seeing you in the square, man, in May and get that first victory. Salute for World Combat Sports. Thank you.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, follow me cause I'm the leader. Going in this microphone and coming out your speaker. How else am I gonna reach ya? Hip hop is a megaphone. When I was in the A, I got an F, so I headed home. Back to the Lou, red bricks and cobblestones. I landed on the north side. This is my ozone. Oops, I made my ozone. It's in my chromosome. These Thundercats and whippersnappers playing my old song. Shit, I'm like an OG. That's what they told me. Cause I've been putting records out back since '03.